Hello, everybody. This is 0 Hour. Before I go, let me just really quickly post this on Twitter that this is going on. How are you guys doing? How are you ladies doing? Girls doing? I gotta say, guys. I gotta stop saying guys. Gosh. So today I'm talking to you about sedition, and there's a reason for it that you might think is quite evident, but I can't believe we're talking about this. But I'm not entirely surprised. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and read you the definition of sedition as described by United States Criminal Procedure Code 18 U.S. Code 2384, seditious conspiracy. And if you want to read this code, then you can just read the description of this video, or you can go to the link that I provided in the description to the source which I got, which was Cornell Law School. So I'm going to read you this statute, and then I'm going to briefly tell you why I'm reading this to you, and then I'll be done with this, because this is no jargon in this episode or this emergency broadcast. So as per U.S. Code 18 U.S. Code 23, oh God, I'm sorry, it's been a long time since I've read the law. U.S. Code 18, Section 2384, seditious conspiracy. If two or more persons in any state or territory or in any place subject to the jurisdiction of the United States conspire to overthrow, put down, or to destroy by force the government of the United States, or to levy war against them, or to oppose by force the authority thereof, or by force to prevent, hinder, or delay the execution of any law of the United States, or by force to seize, take, or possess any property of the United States contrary to the authority thereof, they shall each be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both. I emphasized the part that says or by force to prevent, hinder, or delay the execution of any law of the United States, because that is exactly what Donald Trump, who lost the presidential election, is doing at the moment. And he may have presidential immunity and he may have the complete right to challenge the election. Please do the recounts and do whatever that needs to be done. However, the propaganda machine that he has started on Twitter, and the propaganda machine that his cronies, including his war room and his son and Lou Dobbs and Newt Gingrich and Sean Hannity and some other elected officials who are explicitly and publicly coming out saying that there's voter fraud and election fraud, and getting in the way of the election officials diligently counting the votes and certifying the elections, which will then kick in the transition process for the incoming president. There are hundreds, literally hundreds of laws Some I know, some I don't. Most I don't, because I'm not an election lawyer. I'm not a lawyer at all. I just am a law graduate who loves the Constitution and follow it up. I everything that they're doing about any of these things, any information that is going out and people are reading it and starting to believe it, this is seditious conspiracy under US Code 18, Section 2384. This is criminal under federal law, and people who are doing it can and must be held liable. And I'm talking to you, President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, for this interference with the American electoral process, in interfering with, in preventing, hindering, and delaying the execution of the laws of the United States, which is to allow for a peaceful transition of power by way of the procedures set by the administrative rules and regulations that govern the election and then the transition process from the outgoing president who has lost to the incoming president who will then govern for at least the next 4 years, depending on if they win or lose the next election. So they are in a conspiracy to overthrow, put down, and destroy the government of the United States by, and I'm reading this to you as per statute, as per code, not as per allegedlys and herebys and my opinions. This is US code. By force to prevent, hinder, or delay the execution of any law of the United States, or by force take possession of any property of the United States contrary to the authority thereof. This peaceful transition of power is part of the democratic process that is written into hundreds of laws, and every single time they utter a word of anything other than let the process happen, even if they say legal, illegal votes, because those are all weaponizations. The proper term is valid votes, votes that come in within the time period allocated by the states. And if you want to talk about why these cases are being dismissed and why Trump's chances are, it's infinitesimally zero, reaching zero. It's like fucking calculus and never getting there, like he's literally testing us to our limits. But this test of the American jurisprudence and its legislative and judicial and history and tradition will be upheld by the Supreme Court of the United States as long as John Roberts is Chief Justice. Of that, I can be sure because of recent rulings that have come out of that court. There's such a thing as a legacy of our democracy, a history and tradition of our democracy. And history and tradition is looked at in a court of law. And all of these histories and traditions and all of these laws in the books, these statutes, every day with every single tweet by every single person being induced by the one person, the lame duck president sitting in the White House, who is shielded by presidential immunity, is inducing even his son and relatives to allege voter fraud without any concrete evidence, without having a showing in court where the court takes the case instead of preemptively dismissing it under a state equivalent of a 12b6 failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted motion. So that is what is going on. And if you think there's anything else going on, You don't know the law. And these have repercussions because William Barr may be a traitor and seditious, but he's also careful in how he words his formal directives. If you look at his directives to the Justice Department prosecutors, it's to do something that's completely within the square of law, which is administer recounts and check out for voter fraud and these things. This is part of the election process. It's redundant. So the fact that Donald Trump is going out there and alleging these things and instigating others to do so, neither Donald Trump nor all of these people clearly have read this code. So I implore you to read the code, and I implore you to call your representatives, and I implore you to call your jurisdiction's attorney generals, and I would like for you to keep on hounding them about this code. US 18 Code, Section 2384, seditious conspiracy. I wholeheartedly believe that the lame duck president sitting in the White House, Donald Trump, is currently inducing his followers to partake in seditious conspiracy to the end of overthrowing, putting down, or destroying the government of the United States by force, by hindering, delaying the execution of the laws of the transition of power from the losing party to the winning party in a republic that the United States is. And on that note, I would like to just say thank you if anybody has watched this. If not, I pray to God it gets to somebody who will spread the word. So thank you so much for every single one of you who's watched, commented, and really the bots. I'm telling you, the bots who post these like crazy comments on your feed and give you this hope to these nascent YouTubers like me. Fuck you. Have a good day.